huge pressure that publicly funded research should be universally available for everybody to read. Publishers were facing a lot of criticism to the extent that they were being accused of things like preventing people finding a cure for malaria. So all of this public research, publicly funded research was being carried out, yet locked up by publishers and not providing access to the people that needed access to it to find cures for diseases. And so the government decided to commission an independent review into open access and how the industry should move forward, striking a balance between having the published works maintaining its quality, yet providing that access to the consumer. Publishers were very fortunate in that they managed to convince our government and the independent review that they played a very important role in this process. There was a lot of nervousness that it would be a perception that publishers had no role in this process whatsoever and should be cut out of the loop. There was clear acknowledgement that publishers did add value to the process with the expertise of the commissioning editor, the peer review process, the final editorial process, and the marketing and publicity that they offered. It was also acknowledged that publishers actually did need to make a profit. This enabled them, it was acknowledged that this profit that they were making would enable them to take risks and invest in new types of content and new innovative methods of publishing that content, so investing in new forms of digital publishing. And so publishers were very lucky that they came out of this with a clear role in the process of whichever form open access would take forward. And so publishers came up with what they called a decision tree. So routes by which an academic researcher could go down to have their works published and by which they could be made available both universally and through subscribers as well. And these two routes emerged as what we call gold open access and green open access. So gold open access is where the researcher has their grant to carry out the research, but a slice of that funding is kept back for publishing charges. And so to have that research published in a journal, they would need to provide what we call an article publishing charge, an APC. So that payment goes to the publisher to have that article published. That article is then available immediately for everyone to view, not necessarily just through the subscribers to the